Indian Visa Guide. Things to know. India is a vast and diverse country with a rich history and culture. It is also a popular tourist destination with millions of visitors from all over the world each year. If you are planning a trip to India, one of the first things you will need to do is apply for a visa. Here is a guide to everything you need to know about Indian visas. Types of Indian visas. There are different types of Indian visas available, depending on the purpose of your visit. The most common type of visa for tourists is the e-tourist visa. This visa is valid for 30 days and can be extended for an additional 30 days. Other types of visas include 1. Business visa. This visa is for people who are traveling to India for business purposes. 2. Student visa. This visa is for people who are traveling to India to study. 3. Medical visa. This visa is for people who are traveling to India for medical treatment. 4. Employment visa. This visa is for people who are traveling to India to work. How to apply for an Indian visa. To apply for an Indian visa, you must first complete an online application form. You will also need to submit a passport-sized photo, a copy of your passport, and any other required documentation. Once you have submitted your application, you will receive a visa confirmation email. You must print out this visa confirmation email and present it at the port of entry into India. Indian visa requirements. The following are some of the general requirements for obtaining an Indian visa. 1. A valid passport with at least 6 months of validity remaining. 2. A passport-sized photo. 3. A completed visa application form. 4. Proof of funds, e.g., a bank statement or credit card statement. 5. A return flight ticket. Indian visa tips. Here are a few tips for applying for an Indian visa. 1. Apply for your visa well in advance of your trip. It can take up to 2 weeks to process a visa application. 2. Make sure that you have all of the required documentation before you submit your application. 3. Review your application carefully before submitting it. Any errors in your application may cause it to be rejected. 4. Print out your visa confirmation email and bring it with you when you travel to India. Indian visa FAQs. Here are some of the most common questions about Indian visas. 1. What is the difference between an e-tourist visa, ETV, and a tourist visa? The ETV is an online visa that is valid for 60 days. The tourist visa is a traditional visa that is issued by an Indian embassy or consulate. The tourist visa can be valid for up to 6 months. 2. How long does it take to process an Indian visa application? It can take up to 2 weeks to process an Indian visa application. It is important to apply for your visa well in advance of your trip. 3. What are the requirements for obtaining an Indian visa? The general requirements for obtaining an Indian visa include a valid passport, a passport-sized photo, a completed visa application form, and proof of funds. You can check the Indian visa website for the most up-to-date information on visa requirements. 4. How much does an Indian visa cost? The visa fee for an Indian visa varies depending on the type of visa and the nationality of the applicant. For a 30-day double-entry tourist visa, the cost is approximately USD $2750. You can check the Indian visa website for the most up-to-date information on visa fees. Conclusion. The Indian visa process can be complex, but it is important to be prepared and to have all of the necessary documentation. By following the tips above, you can make the process as smooth as possible.